Welcome to the 212 Mafia YouTube channel.
Alright, we're going to work on this little Baja Warrior here. Got a bad problem when you're doing any kind of jumps or coming down off a wheelie. Front tire is scrubbing pretty bad under that fender. So I've already marked it here. You see I just marked 1 inch down on both sides. I'm going to take and cut this off straight, move these tabs up. That'll give me something to clamp back to, and I'm going to run a bead across and weld it back up. That'll give me another inch clearance up higher here when I put the fender back on. That way when we get full compression there, we won't be scrubbing on the fender. Also just ran a bead across these foot pegs. I had bolts stuck through them and drilled them out, but a little bit of weight being exerted during coming down off jumps and such, it's wallered them out, and they went back to flapping like little gull wings. We can't have that on the Bajas. So we went ahead and run a tack across it, weld them up so they'll be solid now, won't be moving. Let me get this cut off right quick and I'll be right back and show you what the next step.
No more tire farts.
Alright, we got the tack welded in. We're going to fit this fender back on it, see how it straightens up. If not, we may have to get on here on the sides between these 2 points and push it over and make sure it's lined back up right. Let's see where it goes from here. Alright, on this on Ivy's front fork, we tried to straighten it out. We got somewhat of it out, not all of it. It's still got a little crook there at the very tip of it. When we mount it back up, it's probably going to throw the bottom off at least 1 inch down on the bottom axle. So I did some digging, and in the meanwhile, I think I may run that over to a machinist shop here in town and see if he can't straighten it out for us. We did find this set of generics off a GX50, a GS50. It's advertised for a Suzuki mini bike. And I did some research. The tube diameter should be right. The length is just a little different. These showing 20 inches long, where ours are running around 17 and a half inches. But up in this tube, there's plenty of room to go past where this one stops. So we should be able to feed the rest of it up into the tube here and make up the difference for the height. If not, it'll just be 1.5 inches, 2 inches taller than what he is in the front factory. I got my fender welded up, cut it right here in the middle, cut 1 inch out of it, overlap the pieces and just tack weld it back into place. Run a bead down it thanks to Ivy here. We might have to take the grinder to it with all that talent, but anyway,
Ain't no way.
we'll get it pulled over, get it straightened up and centered on down the road. It's took care of all of the tire fart situation we had. We don't have to worry about it bottoming out or hitting the inner fender here where the bolts are, anything like that. So I reckon our next step is going to be probably change that exhaust pipe back there, get that rusty look off, and maybe put a little something nicer on there for the viewers. All right, stay tuned, and we'll keep updating as we go. All right, so we got this exhaust painted up, cleaned up, got all of the rust surface off of it. But what I did notice, I went to put it back together, the gasket was blown out here at the top. And originally when we cut this and made it, we put the flange on upside down.
Yeah, this is the flange off of my factory pipe. It's supposed to be turned the other way. This is off of a lawnmower, yard machine lawnmower. So the way the 90 or whatever we needed, that's
the only way it would orient and go down to where we could weld it.
Right, we didn't think about that at the time.
So I would suggest that if you do any of this, you need to grind this flange flat before you put your external tube on it and try to weld it up and orient it the way you want it. But make sure this flange is facing head up the right way. That way you got plenty of gasket coverage up here at the top. I put this back together for now. We'll probably do a little riding with it the way it is. And when we replace it next time, I'll make sure we turn this back over and re-weld it, or either make a new pipe for it. That way we got all of the coverage.
Also, got a new seat.
Yeah, that way I'm not trashy with those zip ties anymore.
And the rope and everything else. And so.
All right, stay tuned. We'll keep you updated.
Alright guys, as you can tell in the last video, took out a tree with mine. We tried straightening the fork, can't get it to do right. So we just said screw it, put it back together and try to ride it. I have been riding with it today. For some reason, I have no front suspension. But when I'm riding, the tire's straight, the handlebars are turned just a little bit because this is still kind of bent. But that's not a big deal. So my plan is I will be ordering the new front forks. So we'll have a video on how to make those work, and if they do good and do right, probably be ordering some for Jernigan's because his shocks are shot. I figured we'd just give you a little update. I'm still riding. Just ready to get torque converters on, get all that straightened out. While those come in, while we have it tore down, I might go ahead and just paint it, be done with it, change all my stuff over on it. So stay tuned, and hopefully we'll have you informed on how to, if you have one of these bikes and lose, break, bend, do whatever you do with these forks, how to put some new ones in. Because I think you have to drill this hole down here a little bigger. So we'll keep you informed on how to do that.